bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Fire Safety Week was officially launched on Grand Bahama today. The educational campaign kicked off with the opening of an exhibition at the Freeport Post Office. Megan Shepard reports.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Emrick Seymour declaring the 2013 Fire Safety Week officially opened Monday morning. Seymour says once a year, firefighters set aside a full week to educate and sensitize the public to the do's and don'ts of fire safety. This year's focus is on the disabled of the community with the theme Empowering Our Disabled.
We thought this was so fitting a theme because so much is going on regarding our disabled. These are persons from time to time we tend to overlook. I don't know why, maybe because they're challenged with these disabilities. But, you know, we speak to those persons who are in wheelchair, the hearing impaired, the blind, autistic persons, and the amputees and otherwise. As these very precious individuals play an integral part in our existence, special emphasis and attention will be paid to them during this fire week.
Seymour says there are 3 E's which are geared toward accomplishing the goal of assisting the disabled in the event of a fire.
There are a myriad of examples where the disabled in our midst are overlooked. However, I submit to you this morning that the 3 E's of fire prevention tells us that education, engineering, and enforcement are the 3 components that should be addressed at all times in the cure and safety of every individual, including our disabled.
Another safety tip is the triangle of responsibility. Seymour added that as a community, everyone must make a personal vow to be responsible for assisting the disabled among us. He says everyone must work in tandem for the betterment of the entire community.
The corporate citizens, along with the government, will join hands in making life better for the disabled. Collective responsibility where we all will join hands with government and businesses to provide the disabled with some of the necessary components to be more safe and feel more appreciated as part of this great community called the Bahamas. And then the last, I submit to you, is the individual responsibility. And this, this one begins with all of us.
The exhibition is now on display at the post office. Residents are invited to stop by and view the display, and they can also receive answers to all their questions regarding fire safety. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Megan. The Anglican Church is on Grand Bahama coming together this past Sunday to honor one of their own for 5 decades of committed service to the ministry. Canon Fitz Winfield Goodrich, a native of Barbados, came to the Bahamas back in 1955 and joined the Royal Bahamas Police Force in New Providence. After serving 4 years, he retired and began to pursue his dream of becoming a priest. In 1962, he was ordained deacon at St. Matthew's Anglican Church in New Providence. After serving on various islands throughout the country, Father Goodrich was transferred to Grand Bahama in 1971 and was assigned to St. Mary Magdalene Anglican Church in West End, where he remained for 26 years. In 1997, he was assigned to St. Jude's Parish in Smiths Point and is now attached to the Pro-Cathedral of Christ the King. Father Goodrich has spent the past 50 years in ministry, and on Sunday, the Northern Bahamas Archdeaconry celebrated that major milestone.
We must thank God that our brother could have remained steadfast all these years, and we see in his example, as in the lessons appointed for today, a word of encouragement and direction for us.
As he reflected on the contributions of Canon Goodrich, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd Sr., challenged Christians to first know what they believe and then stand firm in that belief.
So many of us as Christians profess certain things in one place, but in another place, that profession evaporates. What is it that we stand for? What are the principles in life that are most important to us? What are the things that we are not prepared to compromise?
Bishop Boyd said Canon Goodrich, who was also an educator, is a good example of what it means to persevere.
When we look back at 50 years, we can only begin to imagine what kind of perseverance it took to reach this point. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. It is a fabulous, fabulous example and a wonderful testimony, and something that all of us should be inspired by.
Hello to Tanika Pinder and Mrs. Sharon Jolly, who are tuning in. Thanks for watching, and happy birthday to Eleanor Black down there in 8 Mile Rock. And that's going to do it for News from the Northern Service.
I'm Megan Shepard.
I'm Sabrina Brown. Good night.